Welcome back to Pokemon FireRed, more bonus stuff. Listen, I just want to get something right out of the way. Yes, I am on 7 Island. There comes a time in everyone's life when they have to admit when they're wrong, and I was wrong, okay? There is something mildly interesting on 7 Island, and it's this, the Trainer Tower. I'm not actually going to do this, because it's just like you fight trainers, and then if you do it within a certain amount of time, you get some kind of, like, worthless reward. But there is something actually kind of interesting that I knew about, and I only figured it out when I started adventuring in the islands. If you select double battles and you go up here, the first double battle has a very interesting Pokemon. I'm not actually going to do this fight, I just want to show this off. I've mentioned several times in this series that there is a 1 in 8,000 chance you encounter a shiny Pokemon. Well, actually, this trainer is guaranteed to have a shiny Espeon. So, normal Espeon looks pink, I'll put an image up on screen. And I just okay, I can't leave this fight. So yeah, this trainer is guaranteed to have a shiny Espeon, which I think is interesting. So yeah, that's basically that. I guess I'll see you guys on the next interesting thing. This episode is just going to be a bunch of random interesting things, in case you were wondering. Alright, made it out of Trainer Tower. Now that we all know what a shiny Pokemon looks like, we're gonna fly back to 7 Island, because we need to go to Vermilion City. Conveniently, Vermilion is actually where I would like to go next. You might have got a little sneak peek and seen that Meowth has rejoined the squad. Meowth is actually going to be... His use continues to be very, very useful, for lack of a better word. After you do the island adventure and you get Celio his gemstones back, they don't tell you about this, but there is now a roaming legendary Pokemon just kind of farting around in Kanto somewhere. And it doesn't tell you where it is, nobody implies that he might even exist. Now, here's the thing. This roaming Pokemon is level 50, and all the Pokemon in this grass are maximum level 16, and Meowth's level 17. You might be able to see where I'm going with this. So if I use a Max Repel, we will not encounter any of the natural wild Pokemon on this route. Instead, we will only encounter who I'm looking for, the level 50. I don't know if this is the optimal way to look for this thing. I just kind of invented this strategy in my head and was like, yeah, that sounds smart. And the reason I'm doing it here is because there's a very convenient way to leave the area and come back. I don't know what triggers the roaming Pokemon to show up on a route, so I'm just going to run around in the grass and then leave if I feel like I'm not getting the encounter. So you know what, everyone can place your bids on who you think it's going to be, and we're going to see how long it takes for this funny little character to show up. Oh, it's happening, it's happening. Unique legend. Who is it? It's Suicune. So Suicune is one of the... That actually didn't take too long. Suicune is one of the legendary dog Pokemon. And because he's roaming, that means he can basically flee at any moment. So we really need to pick our next move carefully and decide really hard on what we want to do. I'm using the Master Ball. If you don't use the Master Ball, he's just going to run away. So you need a Pokemon with, like, Arena Trap to keep him in here. And even then, you're still trying to catch a legendary Pokemon with a catch rate of, like, 3%. So it's just... No, just use the Master Ball on Suicune. Look at Suicune. This Pokemon races across the land. It is said that north winds will somehow blow whenever it appears. Guess I didn't leave my window open, huh? Anyways, there goes Suicune. Get out of Meowth's box, man. So I actually have a lot to say about Suicune, but we're going to go to Cerulean City for our next so-called legendary encounter. And Meowth will remain in the party. Victoria's just kind of taking a bit of a power nap right now. She needs to meditate and prepare for what comes next. So yeah, Suicune is actually interesting. The reason I got Suicune is because I picked Charmander. There are 3 different legendary dogs, all from Generation 2. There is Suicune, the water type, there's Raikou, the electric type, and there's Entei, the fire type. If you pick Bulbasaur, you get Entei, because Entei is good against Bulbasaur, and if you pick Squirtle, you get Raikou, because electricity is good against water. So I picked fire. I get, oh, I gotta remember to switch Meowth out of the front spot, excuse me. I thought this area was dark, which is why I brought Meowth, but maybe I guess I was wrong, clearly. We still got a repel up. Hopefully Charlie will be able to repel whatever comes this way. So yeah, we got Suicune. Suicune's actually probably my least favorite of the dogs. I have no idea where to go here. Probably my least favorite of the dogs, but there was an interesting roaming... when I was doing research for this... I don't have Rock Smash. I don't think you need Rock Smash to get through here, so I'm just going to avoid that. There are 2 specific bugs, specifically in this game, to do with roaming Pokemon. And Suicune, Raikou, and Entei are the only roaming Pokemon in this game, and you only get 1 per. Like, I can't catch Raikou or Entei because I just didn't, pick those Pokemon. So the first roaming Pokemon bug does not apply to Suicune, thankfully. That is because full restore, always useful. Raikou and Entei both have Roar in their moveset, which, when used by a wild Pokemon, that instantly ends the fight. Max Elixir. I'm gonna go as far as I can before I take a ladder, seems good. So Roar instantly ends the fight in the wild, but specifically in these games, getting tired of saying specifically, Roar actually, there was a bug where it deletes the Pokemon from the game. So if you got Raikou or Entei, and you encounter it and it uses Roar, you better reset your game, because you will never find it again. Really bizarre bug, but apparently it exists, which is strange. And then a secondary bug, which does apply to Suicune, in fact it applies to all three of the dogs, is that, this is unfortunate, not Wobbuffet, please, not Wobbuffet. Okay, that's Ditto, that's fine. I'll talk about Wobbuffet in a second. So a secondary bug with roaming Pokemon, again, only in these games. For some reason, if you know what IVs are, for some reason roaming Pokemon have really, really terrible IVs. Like, literally borderline. I think some of their stats are, like, guaranteed to be as minimum as possible. If you don't know what an IV is, basically, what I just said is true. Like, they naturally just have worse stats than a normal Suicune or Entei or Raikou would have. Like, they are destined to fail. It's so, so bizarre. But yeah, Suicune, I don't know, he's pretty cool, I guess. He's level 50. It's kind of interesting. I think his moveset is, like, terrible. He has, like, Bubble Beam or something. But I think that's all I have to say about roaming Pokemon. Roaming Pokemon are just a real pain in, like, every single game. It's definitely something I never did as a kid, because, like, oh my god, why... Like I said, nobody tells you about that. I don't... Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I couldn't find anything. I genuinely do not think there was a single trainer in the game who even, who even alludes to the fact that, like, hey, I saw a blue dog on the news, or something. They do that in, like, Emerald. This guy's 10 levels over me. That's just really irritating. But, like, it's strange. But I was very proud of coming up with that level 17 Meowth strategy. I hope you all commend me in the comments, because I was proud of it. So what are we doing? Are we near the end yet? Yeah, we are. It's a little gray. This is not a statue. This is, in fact, a whole entire character. Our Pokedex is 71. Alright. You all know what this is, okay? It's the boy. I'm not going to spoil it in case you don't know. We're going to talk to him. Mew. I guess that must be the name of this Pokemon. So now we don't have the Master Ball to catch Mewtwo. Level 70. Allegedly the strongest Pokemon in the game. I mean, he's just going to outspeed and kill me, so... Oh. Yeah, Safeguard. Is it Safeguard? Yeah, Safeguard prevents status conditions and, like, Haze. Or is it Mist? One of those prevents stat changes, so we're fine. So Mewtwo is Psychic type, really, really, really powerful. Obviously, like, 13 levels above everything we have right now. Psychic, fair enough. Still just going to try and Body Slam this with Simon to try and get a paralysis off. Definitely going to take a lot of resets. Like, this is not going to be a walk in the park. You know how it is. It's a legendary Pokemon. In fact, this is the last legendary Pokemon I'll be catching. Oh, I can't paralyze because of Safeguard. Duh. So the last legendary Pokemon we're catching, the last use for Ultra Balls. I guess I'll use Covet to try and get it a bit lower. So yeah, it's, the tally counter, its purpose has come to an end. I'll just grab it real quick. Currently sitting at a meaty 0. Brick Break should do like nothing, so we'll try and get it as low as possible. Although actually, I think like any red bar is basically just ideal health. I don't think it really matters what the specifics are. So, you might ask, am I going to try and catch Mewtwo without a Master Ball? Well, to steal a joke from Worcester, from AGDQ, correction, I am going to catch Mewtwo without a Master Ball. Here's Ultra Ball number 1. 47 of these things, shout out to Hitman. Let's see, is it first try? Oh, it was looking good. And we'll throw one more. I'm going to frame count real quick. Swift, that's an interesting move. I'm going to do some frame counting real quick. This is a good bit. 1, 2, 3, that's it, that's the catch. I don't know. I wanted to use that bit at least at some point. Is this it? Not even close. Okay, I'm just going to add 2 to the tally, and you guys know the drill. Once Mewtwo feels like getting in this ball, I will let you guys know. Not going to beat Articuno. Oh, wow, that was... I just made a comment that he wasn't going to beat Articuno, because that was ball number 16. That was, like, probably really lucky, because he wasn't even paralyzed. Only 6'7", he's got 5 inches on me. A Pokemon whose genetic code was repeatedly recombined for research. It turned vicious as a result. Well, he is now confined to the PC box, so he's going to go to Meowth's PC box. We'll get him out of there at one point. So to be honest, we're kind of, like, almost at the end of this bonus episode. I really just needed an excuse to, like, show off some things that I hadn't really had the time to show off yet. Let's get out of a Cerulean Cave, please. That's basically the entire purpose of that serves. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go to Fuchsia City. There's actually a few things. As you can see, he kind of did a number on my squad. There's a few things in Fuchsia City I want to clear up, ranging from kind of interesting to something only I would find interesting. But yeah. Everything else to talk about? I don't know. My cat has been getting, like, really schizophrenic about water recently. She loves to drink water from the bathroom sink, but, like, I don't know. I filled up her bowl with bathroom sink water, and she didn't understand what was happening. And then I filled up the bowl with bathroom sink water, and then I, like, dumped it in the bathroom sink. and she loved it. So I don't know what her problem is, but that's my life update for this bonus video. So something very, very minorly interesting is that only after you beat the game, if you come up here, there's a girl standing here. So what do you have to say? My father is the gym leader of this town. I'm training to use poison Pokemon as well as my father. To people that have only played this game, that probably means absolutely nothing. But that character is Janine. Janine is a character who will become very important. Well, not very important, but she is important in later games. I'm not going to say how, but you're free to look it up yourself. Anyways, that's the move deleter. How ironic that I forgot to get Victoria out of the box as I was going to the move deleter. That's the guy who can delete HMs for you. I am going to do that with all of my Pokemon, I think, because I don't have any use for HMs anymore. There's only one thing we have left to do in the game, and HMs are not really a part of that. Alright, Victoria, the Vileplume, is in the party. Meowth, go back to your home. Suicune, get out of Meowth's home, please. These boxes are a nightmare because of how I did the visual thing and thing. You know what, let's take a look at Mewtwo real quick. Let's see this monstrous stats this guy's rocking. Wild Nature, not sure what that means, but it doesn't matter. I mean, 256 special attack is just, like, ridiculous. So that's how strong Mewtwo is, in case you were wondering. So anyways, Repel's affected and the wore off. Wait, hang on a second. I got one more trick up my sleeve, actually. Because it would help me if I forgot this. This is the most important thing in any Pokemon game. Before we delete all our HMs, if you come down to a grassy area, and if you use Cut outside a battle, what do you think is going to happen? You cut the grass. That's it. That's one of the most, like, well-known obtuse facts ever about Pokemon, but it's... Yeah, there it is. You can cut grass. Not much of a reason for it, but you can do it. Okay. So definitely want Victoria to get rid of Cut. And then we also want Charlie to get rid of Strength, and we want Vance to get rid of Waterfall. Vance can keep Surf, because Surf is just like a really, really good move. While I was leveling off screen, because as you can see I did do some leveling off screen, I kind of just took a break to make this video. While I was leveling off screen, there were some, like, attempted move learnings. Vance tried to learn Hydro Pump, which I just didn't, I don't know, I don't have much of an interest in that. Maybe I'll relearn it. I don't actually have a plan for Charlie or Vance's fourth moves right now. Charlie could learn, like, Steel Wing or Dragon Claw. I don't think either of those are really that great. But right now I'm kind of just focused on getting these moves out of here, and then we'll focus on getting some replacements in later. Yeah, this is fine. Sorry, I just remembered something I have to do after this, and it makes this kind of awkward, but it's going to be fine, don't worry. Alright, we've forgotten all the bad HMs. We are left with only good moves. So I'm going to go and take care of one last thing before we end off here. Celadon City. In refighting trainers, I have first off accumulated a lot of EVs and attack. I haven't, like, been trying to EV train, but I've definitely been, like, fighting Machamps with Nicholas so he can get big attack stats. The last time he leveled up, he gained, like, 5 attack. It was ridiculous. But anyways, there's another TM I want here. As you can see, I have just a boatload of money. I think it's 4,000 or something. It doesn't matter. Money is not really that useful for us right now. We have all the full restores and revives we could ever need. And if I need more money, I will just, I don't know, go fight some random goons again. So the TM I want is Ice Beam, by the way. Ice Beam is like Aurora Beam, but it's, like, better. I mean, it's an Ice-type flamethrower, basically. So it does, like, I think it does, like, 50% more damage than Aurora Beam. So it's pretty good. And the reason I said it was awkward for Vance is because now that Vance has an empty move slot, he's going to learn Ice Beam and Aurora Beam at the same time, which is, like I said, it's kind of awkward. But we'll just delete Aurora Beam for something when that time comes. Yes. Is it this one? How did he know? Alright, let's do some TM teaching now. We're going to teach Sludge Bomb to Victoria, and, as I just said, Ice Beam to Vance. And, as I also said before, I don't have a good plan in place for what Charlie is going to learn, but we have a lot of good options, to be honest. Dragon Claw could be good. It's 80, 100. It is special. Which we are at the point where, hilariously, Charlie's physical attack is actually higher than his special attack. Sorry, that took me a while to think about. All those Machamps really went to my head. I could teach him Hyper Beam because it is a physical attack, but I also want to teach that to Simon if I can. Although on the other hand, I could teach... for some reason I thought Victoria wasn't able. That was scary. I could, because Simon did try to learn Hyper Beam, I could give the guy on 2 Island 2 mushrooms to, I could give him 2 mushrooms to just have Simon relearn Hyper Beam because I didn't get him to teach it. And then I could teach Charlie Hyper Beam and we could have double Hyper Beam. They've taken a page out of Lance's book. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know. Charlie's going to learn something, and Vance is also going to learn something in place of Aurora Beam. That's next episode. In this episode, there's actually one more thing I want to show. So after you beat the game, you talk to this guy. Maybe becoming an Elite Four member is in the blood. From what I've heard, Lance has a cousin who's a gym leader somewhere far away. Oh, yeah, he does. God, I hope we get to meet her someday. So anyways, next time, we're gonna challenge the Elite Four again. I guess I didn't explain. Once you do the island adventure, the Elite Four comes back with stronger and different Pokemon. But next time, we're gonna tackle the Elite Four with their new and improved team and our new and improved team. So the series is actually coming to a close for real this time. Hope you guys join me then. And always remember to use a Master Ball, because if Entei or Raikou use Roar, you're getting toasted. Okay, goodbye.